I started collecting old toys as a young boy back in the 70s. My father often sold at flea markets as he was an antique dealer, so my little brother and I soon learned the value of collecting, not to mention the fun. We would watch Dad haggle with the vendors and negotiate with customers, and before long, with just a subtle wink our way, a sale was made. As I got older, my passion for collecting antiques continued to grow, and my fascination with old toys became my focal point. When I had children of my own, they too grew up going to the markets and spending a whole lot of hours in antique stores and auctions. They would often come running up to me when they would find an old toy, and I made it a point to keep them encouraged. Over the many years, 50 years now to be exact, I have enjoyed being a collector. I was able to open a few different antique stores over the years, but none of them could have compared to my lifelong dream of having my own toy store. As with any young boy with an overactive imagination, a trip to the store, moreover, the toy department, was one of the highlights of my young life. From the colors, sounds, and replicas, I was, as they say, happy as a kid in a toy store. Finally, after years of dreaming about those early days of my youth when penny candy and dime store toys consumed most of my youthful thoughts, I fulfilled my dream. I pulled up in front of a store for rent in the village of Spencerport, New York, and through those storefront windows I saw all my dreams unfolding before my eyes. I saw penny candy, toys both old and new, train sets running around a track, and airplane models hanging from the ceiling. I could hear the voices of kids as they ran about, excited to fill a paper bag with penny candy and get their hands on as many toys as possible. Within a month it all came to fruition. That dream that filled so many of my wonderful thoughts had now turned into a reality. With a custom-ordered sign proudly displaying the name, The Toy Factory, a dream had become a goal. The store was a throwback from my early days, and it also catered to the needs and wants of today. I had a section of old vintage toys from the early 20s to the 50s and 60s, and a section for new toys, more current toys. I also carried hobbies and crafts as well. The store smelled of old-fashioned penny candy, popcorn, and the cooler was filled with some of my favorite ice creams of days past. On weekends, I performed with my only employee, my 5-year-old granddaughter Lily, magic tricks for the neighborhood kids. Lily loved Papa's store as much as I did and spent most of her time there answering the phone and cashing out customers. We also did giveaways, and because of all the vintage toys, I was able to talk with so many like-minded people. The store lasted a little over 1 year, and in that short time, a man got to live out the dreams of a little boy with a big imagination. The store had no way of competing with the bigger hobby stores and toy shops in the area, and I knew this. I also knew that dreams cannot be fulfilled without a willingness to take chances. I still miss seeing all the kids and how their parents would often compliment me on the vintage vibe. From the old Western flyer that sat proudly in the storefront windows, to the old open flag that waved proudly each morning from the flagpole out front, I will always be proud of that little store. Hopefully, I will feed the imagination of another child, and perhaps they too, when they get older, will one day open a toy store of their own. Well, to conclude, I still enjoy collecting old toys, pressed steel, wind-ups, battery-operated, and especially die-cast tractors and farm-related toys. Today, my dream has changed a little bit. I find most of my enjoyment collecting the farm-related toys. After my recent open-heart surgery, I've decided to start collecting even more and sharing that collection with other like-minded people. I've decided to open a Facebook page and YouTube channel displaying and discussing farm toys and the history. It's my hope that I can help preserve the history and enthusiasm of agriculture, as I discuss the history of my vintage toys as well as some of my real tractor collection. It's my goal to put a toy tractor in the hands of every child who wants one. History as it relates to farming is going away, and it's my hopes to help keep that history alive. Farms are closing down all over the country, and the farmer today is sadly a dying breed, as regulations, politics, and land grabs are at an all-time high. A lot of the farms that once were handed down from generation to generation are being subdivided, sold, or dismantled altogether. The farmers are the backbone of this country, and they still are essential for our survival and needs. From the soil to the open fields, from the crop dust to the dairy farmer, the farmer carries on a tradition of hard work and self-reliance. Until then, let's keep the spirit of farming alive and well, and keep those farmers who are still out in the fields from dusk to dawn against all odds in our prayers. If anyone is interested in my new venture, please keep an eye out for the launch of my Facebook page and YouTube channel. And always remember, dirt on your hands puts food in your pans.